Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful Easter, spent time with your family. Hope you've had a wonderful week so far. And I'm just here today to tell you another part of the way that we know Jesus differently. If you remember the first week, last week, we found out that one way of knowing Jesus in a different way is in his absence. When the disciples went into the tomb, empty tomb, they felt Jesus' presence even though he wasn't there. So today we're going to talk about another way of knowing Jesus in a new way. On the second Sunday in the season of Easter, we remember how in the afternoon of the first Easter, two of Jesus' followers made their way slowly toward Emmaus, some 7 miles from Jerusalem. They must have been shaking their heads in wonder as they walked and talked of what had happened. The cross, the empty tomb, what did it mean? A stranger joined them. They didn't really pay much attention until he asked, "What are you talking about? Are you the only one in Jerusalem who has not heard what has taken place these last 3 days? What happened? The cross? The empty tomb? There has been so much." "You are foolish and slow of heart. Listen." He opened the scripture to them. "Do you remember how we were trapped in Egypt and Moses led us out through the water into freedom? Do you remember how we were trapped in our freedom in the desert and God gave Moses 10 commandments to guide us? Do you remember how we were trapped in exile and the prophet said a child would lead us and that someone would come to suffer and die so we might be really alive?" By this time they were in the village of Emmaus. The miles had passed quickly as the stranger talked. He was about to go and when the two asked him to stay, and he did. When they sat at supper in the inn, the stranger took a piece of bread. He gave thanks to God for it and broke it. He then shared it with the two. That was when they knew who he was. But in that moment, he was gone. They sat at the table for a time talking. Now they knew why their hearts had burned within as they walked with him on the road. They got up slowly and hurried back to Jerusalem to tell the rest that he had been made known to them in the breaking of bread. So I wonder, is there something in your house, in your room, that you might bring to be part of this story? If you have something, go ahead and get it and bring it, and then talk to those you're with and tell them why you brought what you did. I'm going to bring some broken bread and wine, because in the broken bread and the wine we can remember Jesus and what he did for us on the cross. I will see you next week.